Sekarang saya change balik. Soalan ada lah. 2, 3.
Ada?
Alright.
Soalan ada. Saya dah bagi pada Dr. Syarifah Rasma.
Okay. Okay, saya nak kerja je.
Yo voy a
Hi everyone. Seems like we have 12 participants today, including our guest speaker, Dr. Nur Shafika. Are we going to proceed now or we wait for others for around 5 more minutes? Doctor?
5 minutes.
Alright, okay.
For a while.
So we will wait for 5 more minutes for the others to join us in. So now we have 13 participants. Alright, shall we start now? Now we have 9 participants. Right. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And a very good morning to our honorable guest speaker, Dr. Nurul Shafika, Datin, Professor, Doctor, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, let me introduce myself. I am Nur Hazwani Piti Karim, a master student from Faculty of Maritime Studies, University Malaysia Terengganu. Welcome to the 4th Faculty of Maritime Studies Postgraduate Seminar. Today's session titled Don't Make It Right, Make It Written, that will be delivered by Dr. Nur Shafika, probably around 2 hours from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. So before we start, I would like to introduce a little bit about our speaker. Dr. Nur Shafika binti Muhammad Mustafa is a lecturer in the Faculty of Ocean Engineering Technology and Informatics at University Malaysia Terengganu. She received the Bachelor of Applied Science and Master of Science in Physics from University Malaysia Terengganu. She obtained a PhD degree in Physics at the same university, UMT, in the year 2019. She had published more than 20 high-impact research journals and papers under her research interest in physics. Also, she actively involved in innovation competitions or representing conferences and symposiums. So, amazingly, she was awarded the University Awards, Anugerah Pengurusi Lembaga Pengarah in year 2015 and Anugerah Pro Chancellor in the year 2019 for her Master and PhD Best Thesis respectively. Congratulations, Doctor. Also, her Scopus H index is 17. So I speak for myself as a master's researcher. I'm still new in this field, so it would be lovely if you could share with us how you managed to get this kind of beautiful profile, to get us inspired to get nearly as good as your profile upon our graduation year. So to respect our speaker presentations, I would like to ask all of you to turn off your audio and probably you can on your video. So for the audience, you may actively interact with the speaker during the seminar session by dropping some questions or inquiries at the chat box, or maybe you can interfere during the questions and answer session later on. So without further ado, I'd like to call our guest speaker, Dr. Nurul Shafika. With that, I ask that you all can give full attention to our speaker. The floor is yours, Doctor. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and very good morning to all of you. First of all, thank you to our moderator today, Ms. Nur Hazwani Karim. Okay, so let's start our talk today. I just want to share a little bit experience about my experience during my research and during my master PhD journey to all of you today. So hopefully you can get a little bit tips and also some of my practice that you can take it as your motivation right in a journal and also for your thesis. Can hear my voice? Can hear clearly? Yes.
Yes, yes.
Pass the for me to share my content. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes, Doctor. Yes.
Okay. So, okay, this is our topic today. Don't make it right, make it written. Okay. What is meant by don't make it right, make it written? It's all about the writing lah. So because nothing is perfect, right? There is always a defect. Okay, so just write. Okay, first of all, I'm Dr. Nur Shafika. My field is in energy storage, focusing on hydrogen storage, especially in material in hydrogen storage. So our group in UMT, we have Energy Storage Research Group, ESRG, under Faculty of Ocean Engineering Technology and Informatics. So this is our group in faculty. So next, we go to flow of our talk today. What I am going to share is about this question that's always in student mind. Why should I write? What should I write? When should I write? How should I write? And where should I submit? So why should you write? For as a postgraduate student, the most important one, you should write, because this one of the university criteria, right? For master student, you need to publish at least one, and for PhD student, at least two, right? Okay, so that's the most important criteria. But another criteria why should you write is because you can contribute to the body of knowledge about your field. So if you don't write and you don't share about your knowledge to the audience and or to the public, so nobody can know about your research. So you can contribute to the body of knowledge. And then when you write, you can share your work, and your work will be reviewed by the expert in your field. So when you publish and you submit to a journal, there are some review process. So your work will be reviewed by the expert in your field. So you can take it as a added value lah, since the expert in your field has reviewed your paper. So this can help you in your Viva, and it can improve the quality of your work. Because when you submit, we will get a lot of comments, so we can improve the quality of our work. And also you can increase the understanding in your field. So you can know that where is the gap in your field, what gap that has doesn't fulfill yet. So you can increase the understanding in your field. And also the other one is the added value during job searching in academic field. This based on my experience. After I finish my PhD, so I'm looking for a job, right? So the first thing before I searching for a job, I just email my resume and also my CV and also all the publication in a lot of university in this Malaysia, in University Awam. So one day I have, based on my experience, I have submit one of my application to one of the institute in University Kebangsaan Malaysia, some of the institute there, and I attach all my resume and application, and around 4 p.m. I submit my application, and amazingly ataupun I macam shockly terkejut lah, tiba-tiba dalam 4:30 tu director of the institution reply my my email and ask me to come and see her because macam she impressed on my publication. So this is one of the added value why you need to write and submit in your journal, in the journal. So other than that, during the interview, if you want to be the academician, paper is one of the most important criteria also. So that's why you should. So this is why you should write. Okay, next. Before that, saya nak. Okay. Okay. Okay, what should you write? Okay, after that, what should you write? Okay, besides writing a journal paper, there's a few another thing you need to write. Right. Okay, sorry. Okay, journal paper, review paper. So if you have any result yet, you can write a review paper. Book chapter, proceeding, all your system in your thesis, one system, one paper. Okay, this is based on my experience during writing my thesis. So if you know, if you already know the flow of your thesis, how to write your thesis, so you can separate all the system in your thesis and write part by part. For me, my thesis is about macam thesis by publication. So I have one system, I can publish one paper. So you can go to your thesis or refer to your thesis, which part you can take it and publish as a paper. So this is what should you write, and other also write review paper, book chapter, proceeding. So the most important one is journal paper, right? Okay, so for today's topic, I will focus on journal paper. Okay, after that, when should you write? Bila nak tulis ni? Okay, for student Also, if you already if you are part-time or full-time student, you have different time, right? So you must choose the most effective and highest focus time. Everyone has their own highest focus time, right? Okay, for me, based on my experience, I love to write in lab. My effective and highest focus time is during at lab, same. Dia akan macam pergi lab tu macam kita kerja lah 9 to 5 every day. So during that time, I will focus to write my thesis and also my paper. And then find a suitable place. Okay, which suitable place for you? Maybe somebody don't like a very quiet place. Somebody need a very peaceful. And for me, I don't like a very too quiet and also too noise. So just yang sedang lah. So a suitable place. Okay, so you can write also anytime, anywhere. It depends on you. And the most important thing, write every day to keep your momentum. So you must don't count the days, make the days count. So jangan kira hari. So tulis hari-hari, write every day. So at least a sentence a day make your thesis completed. Okay. So tulis hari-hari. At least tulislah satu sentence. Kalau hari ni macam tak tahu nak buat part mana. So jump to another part yang you rasa you nak buat. So write every day. At least you akan tengok thesis atau paper tu hari-hari. Kalau you ni student yang memang full time lah. So you ada masa yang pergi lab kan. You pergi lab ataupun you memang writing daripada rumah ke. Ambil highest focus time tu and write every day. At least you tengok juga hari tu thesis you yang mana lagi yang tak lengkap ataupun paper mana yang you nak completekan. Okay, ni when should you write, okay? So depends lah sebab everyone has their own time kan. So saya tak boleh cakap lah, okay pagi waktu yang paling efektif. Malam paling efektif. Sebab setiap orang lain dia punya masa yang paling efektif tu. Okay. Okay. Before kita tulis ni, how should you write? Okay, the most important thing before you write, this is my advice to new student or everyone yang just started their master or PhD. You need to learn a few basic tools before you start writing. This is a few basic tools yang I gunalah. One is reference manager. Reference manager ni such as EndNote and Mendeley. Okay, this is very important because this reference manager is very important for your thesis and also for your paper. Okay, after that, a few software for me, I use Excel, Origin, but it depends on your field. Maybe you have specific software for your field, so you need to learn a few basic software and before you start writing, because all of this is very important to boost the performance of your writing. It's just like you want to go to battlefield, but it's a weapon, right? So this is your weapon to start writing. So other than that, you must have academic phrase bank. Okay, after this, I show what is academic phrase bank. And then another tools or software, Grammarly, Quillbot for your paraphrasing, Microsoft Word, document or navigation pane, and Turnitin. Also, you must have cloud storage to save all your work at Google Drive, Dropbox, OneDrive, etc. So, this is a few basic tools yang saya gunalah, yang I practice during my writing. So, apa itu EndNote and Mendeley? So, macam tengok sekarang ni, Mendeley. Okay, what is Mendeley? Siapa yang tak pernah dengar Mendeley tu nanti boleh search sebab banyak je yang buat seminar ataupun yang share pasal workshop pasal ni sebab Mendeley is free software. You can download it by yourself and install it. So this Mendeley. So for example here, okay, this is Mendeley. So I use Mendeley untuk saya save all my PDF, all my paper. So this is just like my library. Ini macam saya punya pustaka lah. Apa-apa saya simpan sini untuk saya punya reference, artikel saya. So, dia boleh juga guna sebagai reference manager. Tapi untuk reference manager, saya guna EndNote. Because EndNote ni macam untuk citation saya rasa lagi, untuk saya lah, lagi saya mudah untuk saya nak tukar style dia, sebab when we submit to journal, every journal has their own style. So Mendeley pun boleh guna untuk style semua tu, tapi saya guna dua-dua. For Mendeley saya guna sebagai punya library lah, and for EndNote saya akan guna this EndNote. I show you this EndNote. So I use EndNote untuk saya punya citation. Okay, so ni saya guna EndNote X7. So dia banyak sekarang sampai X9 banyak lah. So you can install, you boleh cari, you boleh install and learn. Ni pun kita akan buat workshop juga pasal how to use EndNote, how to use Mendeley. So this EndNote, so kita guna EndNote and Mendeley ni untuk kita punya reference. And it's very important, especially for your thesis, because there's a lot of reference, right? Takkan you nak manually typing one by one. So this automatic. So if you want style like APF style, you can one click, it automatically change. If you want another style, just search and export into this EndNote. Okay, it's for EndNote. Okay, this is Mendeley. So I use both of them. Okay, for another software, I say Origin. Origin is Origin for me to plot my. So this is Origin. So when I plot my graph, because I like to use Origin, sebab punya gambar tu macam lagi cantik lah, macam lagi nampak clear and kemas lah. This I use Origin for to plot my graph. Okay, so maybe you have different fit for social science, then maybe there is no need for the graph, but you must have another software you need to learn. So learn it first before you start writing. Make sure you macam dah expert use every tools before you start writing. Okay, and other than that, academic phrase bank. What is academic phrase bank? Okay, academic phrase bank ni macam a sentence starter ataupun we can use it. Okay, for example here, okay, academic phrase bank, I show you. Okay, this is academic phrase bank. Ni boleh dapat juga directly, you just Google about academic phrase bank. There's a lot of academic phrase bank. This is one of academic phrase bank yang saya selalu guna untuk saya punya writing. So this, what is academic phrase bank? It's just like macam you, when you start to, you need to write, there's a sentence starter, right? So this is about a sentence starter. For every part, for introduction part, what is the main or the main sentence that always use, so we can get some idea how to write, how to start writing. Okay, for example here, okay, writing introduction. So it will give a few example about the sentence, so you can take it and use for your own field, and you can modify based on your research lah. For example here, in research has been interest in, so you just continue or you sambung lah ayat kat sini based on your field. So banyak kat sini you akan dapat some idea how to write for every part. Contoh, if you want to highlight a problem in the field of study, what sentence you need to be used, so it will give example here, and then you can take it and use it. Okay. Okay, so far laju ke saya cakap? It's okay? Okay ke? Okay, saya continue. Okay, ke laju sangat saya cakap? Saya mana check. Okay, so next. Okay, after academic phrase bank, so you boleh download and also carilah another type of academic phrase bank ni. So saya guna yang ni selalu, so saya highlight ni yang saya guna lah, macam saya pernah guna lah. Saya letak dalam kita punya paper, sebab dalam paper kita kena ada ayat-ayat ni untuk kita highlight kita punya knowledge gap, apa kita punya controversy in the field of study. So we can use this type of starter to start write our paper. Okay, so focus, aim. So there's a lot of idea and sentence you can use here. So after this you boleh carilah. Okay, banyaklah ni. Sampailah conclusion. So every part dia ada dia punya contoh-contoh. Okay, introduction, problem. Sampailah conclusion. Okay, macam mana nak describe percentage, macam mana you nak. Banyaklah cara-cara dalam ni, so you boleh tengok lah. Okay. So tu untuk academic phrase bank. So other than that, what is another tool you need to learn? Okay, Grammarly, Quillbot. Ni adalah untuk paraphrasing lah. So ini boleh search lah Quillbot ni, Grammarly ni untuk you punya English. Sebab sometimes kita writing banyak grammar error semua kan. So ni some of the tool yang boleh help us lah. Okay, after that, Microsoft Word, document map or navigation pane. This is very important for your thesis. If you don't have it's for you to writing thesis or and then you also use untuk you punya paper. What is document map the navigation pane ni? Okay, for example, saya tunjuk saya punya thesis PhD saya nak tunjuk yang bahagian navigation pane tu je. So ni very important sebab kalau you tak tahu macam mana nak buat format thesis daripada awal secara automatik ataupun template you sendiri, macam nanti at the end of the day you yang akan susah nanti. Okay. Okay, jap. Saya nak share kat mana navigation pane. Is navigation pane. So tepi ni adalah navigation pane. So you can see here is my thesis, PhD thesis. So I just want to show about this part. This we call navigation pane. So we can navigate our thesis or our paper through this navigation pane. So how to do this all this thing? There is a lot of workshop about how to make a thesis or draft of thesis. So first you need to learn is about navigation pane because it's very important for early stage ataupun yang awal-awal you dah boleh draft you punya thesis daripada awal. Apa yang you nak masukkan dalam thesis. Contoh kat sini. Ni semua adalah kita guna heading untuk kita punya draft. So dalam ni kita boleh nampak flow dia. So kita dah tak payah masuk isi lagi pun. Kita just letak heading-heading, tajuk-tajuk utama. So kita boleh nampak navigation kita punya thesis ni daripada awal. So nanti you just insert every part ni. You just insert je point-point ataupun dia punya isi-isi. So you boleh start daripada awal. Kalau yang master atau PhD yang first sem atau second sem dah boleh start dah buat benda ni. So you dah nampak flow thesis you daripada awal, chapter by chapter in a whole thesis. So you tak payah letak chapter 1 for the lain, chapter 2 for the lain, chapter 3 for the lain. So this in a one full template. So every chapter ni kita just separate by the subheading. It just like we have a different folder. But kalau tengok secara penuh, kita dah nampak dah flow thesis kita macam mana. Okay, this is my thesis. Kalau macam thesis saya ni, saya buat by chapter by publication because for UMT tak ada yang thesis boleh hantar by publication. So this saya buat thesis saya chapter by publication. So if you have a few system, maybe you can separate by chapter. One chapter maybe one system or two system that can combine together. And then that one system can stand alone to be one paper. So you can buat macam ni, chapter 4, macam saya chapter 4 saya bahagi 3 sistem. So every system ni macam dia satu paper. Dia macam boleh stand alone. Tapi depends on your field, maybe you punya style untuk writing thesis lain. Mungkin you memang kata ada satu sistem dia, chapter 4 just untuk result, chapter 5 discussion. So depends sebab general thesis punya format yang inilah method sampai result discussion, conclusion. Tapi macam format yang saya ni macam banyak chapter ni untuk result. 4, 6, 7 ni just for result and chapter 8 baru conclusion and recommendation. Saya dah combine sekali result and discussion for every topic. But the most important thing before you buat macam ni, you kena ada linkage between chapter tu. Macam mana you nak linkkan every chapter tu And then nak go to the next chapter tu apa yang you perlu link kan kat situ. Macam penceritaan dalam thesis tu you kena ada flow lah. Tak adalah bila reader ni baca, tiba-tiba jump ke sini, tiba jump ke sana. So macam tak smooth lah. So you, contohnya, saya tunjuk contoh sikit lah. Chapter 4 ni. Kan you bercerita apa-apa-apa, let's discuss in the literature and then you jump pergi next. Okay, although previous study, penceritaan daripada yang sebelum tu. Macam you baca novel, you pergi next chapter, kenapa yang sebelum ni, macam nak link kan. So dia punya flow tu lagi nampak smooth lah bila reader kita baca. So macam tu lah cara untuk you punya, untuk thesis So saya nasihatkan belajar dulu yang template untuk formatting thesis ni. Kalau you punya fakulti dah memang dah ada template yang you just insert je, you can use it. But this kalau you belajar sendiri, you macam lagi tahu macam mana nak navigate you punya own thesis, own template. So insyaAllah I will untuk navigation pane ni, maybe insyaAllah I will make a basic workshop tentang macam mana nak buat benda ni. So kalau ada nanti kita share. Okay? How to make a formatting thesis using navigation pane. So this is all about navigation pane. Sebab it's very important lah supaya you tak susah di kemudian hari. Sebab yang ni macam automatic. Macam mana you nak table of contents secara automatic. Everything is automatic. Okay, for references yang macam saya cakap tadi, this saya guna EndNote. So kat atas ni EndNote. So style ni kita akan depends on your thesis. Maybe you nak buat thesis you tu APA format kan. So you just click, just tekan APA format, automatic tukar semua. Tak payah nak satu-satu. So contoh you nak hantar journal, contoh saya nak hantar journal hydrogen energy. So tekan je, automatic dia bertukar. Sebab dia bergantung pada style tu macam mana. So that's why it's very important to learn about reference manager, about these basic tools first. Okay, ni untuk thesis. And then ni juga boleh kita apply untuk paper, sama je. Tapi yang saya tekan kat sini untuk thesis lah, sebab thesis kita kan banyak. Kita nak kumpulkan supaya jadi flow yang cantik tu dalam satu draft. So kita tengok kat sini pun kita dah semangat, dah macam, okay hari ni nak completekan chapter 2. So chapter 2, point mana lagi yang tak complete. So you just letak dulu tajuk-tajuk utama and then baru you insert. And then you can navigate every day your thesis ni. Okay, part ni tak siap lagi, part ni tak siap lagi. Kalau you just buat by folder, you macam tak nampak. So if you buat macam ni, you akan nampak part mana yang tak siap lagi. Okay? Okay, macam, okay, saya rehat sekejap, 5 minit. Baca sangat secakap. Ni untuk thesis and also kita boleh apply for paper. Okay, next. Okay, tu pasal Microsoft. And then Turnitin. Apa itu Turnitin? Tahu tak Turnitin? Okay, Turnitin is untuk plagiarism checker. Kita nak check plagiarism. Sebab if you submit to a journal, they will check about plagiarism. If high than 30%, it will reject your manuscript. So untuk Turnitin, our library ada service Turnitin. So based on my experience during my PhD and master, before I submit to the journal, I will go to the library and do the Turnitin. Sometimes about 10 times barulah macam kita hantar tinggi kan, 40, 30, similarity index is high. So we need to refresh all the thing and then submit again. And until lah 20% below, baru kita macam kita boleh hantar ke sana untuk okay, sekejap Okay, so Turnitin is very important sebab bila you submit to a journal, dia akan guna Turnitin atau authenticate. Tu adalah plagiarism checker. So if high similarity awal-awal it will reject. Dia akan reject you punya paper sebab similarity index you tinggi. Saya pernah je dapat macam ni, macam dia kita submit and then dia return balik, dia kata high similarity index. So tak boleh terima lah. So turunkan balik and then attach you punya Turnitin result yang you dah buat Turnitin semua and then you boleh submit semula. Okay, yang cloud storage ni macam biasalah, simpan kat Google Drive, Dropbox ke apa-apa supaya kalau hilang kat komputer, you ada backup kan. So you need backup semua benda. Okay, ni adalah contoh-contoh tools yang saya guna, yang saya cakap tadi. Okay. Okay, kalau macam saya, my practice, saya suka screen. So satu, saya akan buka saya punya manuscript, and ada tempat saya buka saya punya Mendeley sebagai saya punya library. Supaya macam contoh, today saya nak buat part yang pasal DAC contoh. So bila kita guna Mendeley, kita just search. Okay, contoh kita kata kita nak search pasal DAC part, atau kita nak explain pasal result DAC. So dia akan keluar highlight yang paper yang related, and then kita boleh pick up a few paper and kita tengok macam mana dia tulis writing style about that topic, and kita ambil yang mana point-point yang kita rasa relate dengan kita punya paper tu, and then kita copy dulu sikit, and then kita rephrase and make our own sentence. So nampak? So best lah guna Mendeley ni, supaya dia macam smoothkan awak punya kerja lah, supaya awak taklah nak pergi cari balik kat Google satu kan. So kat sini you dah cari banyak-banyak PDF, you just drag masuk sini je, tarik je daripada simpan, and then you buatlah by folder untuk you setiap satu you punya sistem atau you punya maybe literature review part, method punya reference kat mana, you buatlah masing-masing punya folder. So saya ni saya buatlah macam-macam kat situ. Okay, ni untuk dokumen ni untuk hari ni lah. Okay. Okay. Ni yang software tadi yang saya cerita. So banyak je software lain. So yang saya guna ialah Quillbot, Grammarly. Ni Scholarly ni you boleh explore, reference and write. Banyak je software untuk you choose. So setiap software tu dia ada dia punya own function lah. So you boleh baca, you boleh tengok, you boleh explore by yourself after this. Okay. Okay, so far okay lah. Any question? Saya dah ada. Okay. Okay. Okay, Hazwani.
Okay, Doktor.
Okay, any question dekat chat ke apa? Tak ada
No, currently no.
Okay. Okay, so dah settle pasal basic tools yang you need to learn. So maybe banyak lagi tools tu lah yang you boleh guna. Ni adalah yang basic lah, yang macam you kena belajar awal-awal punya untuk writing ni. Okay, next. Kita masuk how to write a journal. Okay. Logical manuscript structure. Okay, this is a structure untuk manuscript yang basic lah. Perlu ada all these things: title, keywords, abstract, introduction, method, result and discussion, conclusion, acknowledgement and references. First, kita pergi dekat title. Before we submit to journal, macam kita nak tulis, kita buat draft. Kita buat draft paper ni macam kita draft thesis lah. Sama je step dia. Tapi you write macam secara general dulu. Sebab yang bila you dah submit kat thesis ni, dia yang akan susun-susun. Ni dia yang susun-susun jadi bentuk macam ni. Tapi you write tu macam writing yang basic dekat Word, macam you tulis thesis tu lah. Okay. So first kita pergi dekat dia punya title. Okay. Untuk title, apa yang perlu ada dalam title? Okay. For title. Okay, ni saya refer to Springer Nature, ataupun ni adalah slide daripada one of the publisher tentang apa yang dia untuk dia terima dia punya manuscript kita tu. So before we submit, there is a few question. Your reader have 4 key question about your manuscript. It's about your method, about your introduction, why did you do the study, about your methods, what did you do, about your results, what did you find, and about the discussion part, how does the study advance the field. So ni adalah a few question that reader must remember. Okay, so first, before we go further, introduction part. Okay, why does your study need to be done? Okay, untuk introduction part ni adalah dia punya important part untuk introduction part. Why does your study need to be done? So dia macam piramid terbalik. You must cerita daripada broad to specific. Okay, you must introduce the topic, worldwide, regional relevance, broad, specialized audience. So cerita dulu yang general, and then baru pergi you punya to up to date studies pasal apa, and then cite broadly worldwide. Pasal ada citation lah kat situ. Okay, what is not known? Clear description of problem. Use keywords like however. So kat sini lah kita letak gap kita. That's why saya kata yang academic phrase pen tadi penting sebab dia ada keyword-keyword yang kita boleh guna untuk kita letak dalam kita punya introduction. So barulah kita pergi dekat main aims kita. Apa yang perlu kita, apa yang kita nak buat untuk kita punya study tu. Okay, for example saya tunjuk paper saya lah untuk saya punya field. So you boleh apply untuk you punya bidang juga. Okay, for example daripada atas kan introduction. Okay, kita cerita dulu secara general ataupun secara broad pasal hydrogen apa-apa benda, and then kita masuk kita punya part kita nak buat apa. Macam saya cerita dulu hydrogen ni apa secara general, and then dia ada 3 jenis, and then kita spesifikkan lagi kita guna material apa, and then lepas tu kita cite yang broadly yang pasal citation study before this ni dah buat apa, so kita dah cite yang previous study kat sini. Dia dah cerita-cerita, and then baru kita masuk kita punya part. Okay, sebelum ni dah buat macam ni, but tak ada lagi yang buat macam ni. So therefore macam ni kita, in addition ni kita dah cerita kat sini. So important for future research to discover other potential materials that can improve. So kita masuk kita punya study. The basic idea untuk ni adalah untuk the basic idea of the present study is to explore aim kita apa. Ni baru kita masuk pasal kita punya study. So ada keyword study. However, so ada gap kat sini. Kita cerita yang before this dah ada orang buat ni. However, their research offer no explanation about the kinetic performance. So nampak tak keyword yang macam dia cakap tadi? You must keyword, clear description of the problem. Use keyword like however. So baru letak specific aim. So nampak dia punya kat sini. So last kali kita letaklah study kita ni pasal apa, nak investigate pasal apa. So flow untuk introduction daripada broad pergi tengah, kita combine, kita refer previous study, and then kita cari gap, and then kita fulfill the keyword however, apa yang kita nak fulfill kat situ. And then kita letak aims kita, nak study pasal apa. So nampaklah flow penceritaan kita punya introduction tu. Okay. Itu untuk introduction. Okay. So ingat dia punya ni piramid terbalik. For introduction part. Okay. For methods, what did you do? Okay. For methods, researchers in your field reproduce your finding build on your research. So in your method, macam method you tu orang lain bila orang lain buat dia boleh reproduce your finding, maknanya dapat sama, tapi ada yang tak specific details lah, cetak yang general yang macam bila orang buat dapat result yang lebih kurang dapat macam kita. So maknanya kita boleh reproduce our finding. So untuk peer review to evaluate your study design, validate your result. So ini untuk methods. What do they need to know? So dalam methods tu, who or what was used in the study. So if you punya field is about the material ataupun about the participant, what samples or what the participant use. Or kalau about materials where purchased. Kalau macam bidang saya in terms of material rights. So it's experimental details, so nampak. Purchase from Sigma Aldrich. So kita mention kat sini. So, kita guna material apa, kita purchase kat mana. Tapi kalau you punya field tu about participant, samples. So cerita details lah. You can refer to previous study, previous journal, how they write. So you ambil cara penulisan tu untuk you apply untuk you punya penulisan. So macam untuk permulaan you just take 2 to 3 papers yang related dengan you punya field. You tengok style dia menulis tu. So you hadam dulu cara menulis tu, and then baru you boleh try tulis macam dia, and then you ambil sikit-sikit. You tulislah cara boleh follow lah dia punya penulisan, and then cari yang high impact yang memang kita tengok dia punya penulisan tu nampak flow setiap part tu. Okay, lepas who or what was used in the study in the method part, how you conduct the study, what method and techniques you use, discuss specific condition and controls. Okay, for example, you guna teknik apa kalau untuk material ataupun method apa, and then material apa. Ni before that, how you analyse ni untuk alat, how you conduct. So method teknik, you guna ball milling teknik ke apa ke. So for example, in my study, ni adalah teknik-teknik yang I guna. So letak kat sini. The sample workbook, ni kita mention about how we conduct the study, teknik we use, prepare macam mana. So ni part yang first part. After that, barulah kita go to the third part. How you analyse your data, what software you use or what equipment you use. If quantification methods or software apa you guna, statistical test, consult test. So banyaklah cara nak analyse your data, depends on your field. So if I use some equipment, so every equipment have their own method and also experimental dia. So macam ni lah, for example I use PCT, so macam mana saya conduct eksperimen tu, kita ceritalah sikit. And then SRD macam mana, DAC macam mana. So every equipment tu kita cerita dia punya experimental details dia. So kalau you guna software apa you guna, method macam mana you guna, so letak dalam methodology. Okay, so tu untuk macam mana you nak download dokumen je, apa tu soalan tadi?
So, Doctor, we have more questions.
Spokesman. Ni yang general punya. Sebab ni adalah macam tu. Sebab kita publisher banyak kan. Publisher ada Elsevier, Springer Journal. So ni adalah yang general untuk writing journal. So mungkin ada setengah journal dia dah ada template sendiri. So you just follow dia punya template lah. Tapi secara general, ini adalah yang general untuk setiap manuskrip lah, apa yang perlu ada. So boleh guna pakai guide for other journal, yes. Okay, next. Before kita masuk pasal result, saya nak tengok pasal kita punya. Okay, dia pergi letak dia punya. Okay, tak apa tajuk jelas je, tak apa, kita pergi dekat result pula. Okay, after you have buat you punya method punya part, kita pergi dekat discussion ataupun your finding. Okay, your finding. Okay, sorry. Okay, your finding. Okay, next kita pergi pada kita punya finding. Okay, for result and discussion. First, dia punya ni clear subheading. Maksudnya you must have satu figure caption untuk one figure. So macam ni lah. Figure tu dia punya figure caption macam mana. So for every figure, macam mana you punya introduce you punya experiment figure 1 and then discuss dia punya trends, if ada improve, reduce, and then summarize key finding untuk you punya result. So you must clear for subheading untuk your figure 1. Okay. Okay, for example, result and discussion. Macam ni saya hantar dekat Elsevier saya punya journal ni. So under Elsevier yang ni. So maksudnya kalau in term of general punya flow, same je. So nampak dia punya ni. So kalau result discussion macam cakap dia one figure at a time, and then you introduce dulu you punya figure apa, and then you cerita dia punya pattern you punya graph ni, you nak cerita macam mana setiap stages, setiap suhu. Ni bergantung you punya field lah, and then you kena cerita secara details lah, dekat sini jadi apa, kat sini jadi apa. And then after you dah cerita semua, you macam concludekan sikit untuk figure tu sahaja. Okay, so the result indicates that, so macam kita conclusion untuk that part only. So summarize key finding kan. So nampak 3. So first you introduce dulu you punya figure tu. And then you cerita discuss trend. Okay, you cerita, you discuss the trends. And then third one, you summarize the key finding. Tu flow untuk cerita setiap you punya result and also you punya graph ataupun you punya table. Boleh guna pakai semua. Sama lah ni untuk figure 1 and then figure 2. So nampak display cerita dulu and then pattern dia. Kalau ada supportive daripada previous study letak dalam tu. Macam tu lah and then next lah. Sama je. Okay. So your Sahidin tu kena clear lah untuk every figure. Okay, sama je. Okay, ni basic part dia lah. Apa ni? When to pay for the program if there's a certain function that are afraid to publish. Yes, nanti saya cerita yang ni. Tak masuk di situ. Or any special support to pay the payment. Okay. So this we go to this question. Okay. After kita dah cerita pasal result, discussion. Okay. Ada setengah tu dia macam discussion dia separate kan. Ada yang terus masukkan dalam result tu. So kalau introduction tadi daripada route tu specific right. But from this for discussion from specific tu route. Maksudnya dia piramid yang betul lah. Tadi piramid terbalik untuk introduction, untuk discussion dia terbalik. So daripada yang specific kita kembangkan dia. So how you study contributes to the field. Okay, you must summarize what you did. Begin with research problem. If you discuss study design, summarize your finding. Interpret your finding. Similarities, ada tak similar or different dengan previous study, unexpected or negative result? What is your limitation? So what important the field implication? Okay, ni untuk discussion punya part. Tapi selalunya saya dah direct discuss untuk setiap part tu. And then ada certain tu saya akan letak the last part ni untuk discussion punya. For example, this paper. Okay, kat sini saya discuss secara yang general, referring to result about the finding. So kita tengok sama tak dengan previous study, confirm the previous study ataupun bila ada perbezaan, kenapa you just bagi reason. So kat sini untuk the finding is are in agreement. So nampak kita cakap dia ada agreement with the finding of previous study. So letak dekat discussion part ni. Okay. Itu untuk discussion. Okay, next. This is your logically linking your ideas. Answer the 4 key questions. Yang tadi lah introduce topic, currently published study, macam mana, apa problem in the field, objective, method, result, summary. Ni adalah macam mana nak linkkan you punya idea throughout your manuscript. So ni adalah soalan-soalan yang you kena jawab. Why did studies need to be done dekat introduction punya part. So what you did, what you found is in terms of method, result punya part. How you study will advance the field is dekat finding punya part. So ni adalah logically link your ideas throughout your manuscript. Okay, lepas dah cerita habis, baru kita nak masuk title. Should be titles number 1, right? So kita masuk titles. So titles is very important juga because it get your readers' attention. So what should include in your title? So what's important? Apa keyword yang kita perlu guna dalam title for interesting? Conciseness, less than 20 words. So they suggest less than 20 words. Avoid question, describing methodology abbreviation. So ni adalah macam dia punya suggestion lah. So your title should be a concise summary of what's most important. Okay, state what was investigated, what was measured, and the sample the measurements were taken from. Okay, ni untuk dia punya suggestion lah. So for example, untuk saya punya study, macam tajuk kita macam ni. Okay, saya tunjuk yang next lah. Okay, title. Macam ni lah. Why title and abstract are important? The title of your manuscript is usually the first introduction. So the first impression lah about your study tu. Ini lah. Sekejap So, okay, must be as specific as possible. Okay, for example, it is a good title. Okay, title tu kan ada keywords. Okay, ni contoh. Okay, ni adalah contoh-contoh title yang kena kita ambil contoh. Dia ada hydrogen storage. So, kita guna hydrogen storage. Sorption kinetics. Sorption. Magnesium hydride, magnesium catalyst. So, keywords dalam title perlu ada keywords yang kita perlu letak. Sebab setengah jurnal dia nak ada keywords. Ada juga jurnal yang dia tak nak keywords pun. Depends on jurnal yang you nak hantar. So, ni adalah contoh-contoh title yang untuk saya punya field lah. So, catalytic effect of, so specific direct lah. Pasal apa study awak ni. So, ringkas je tajuk. Tak perlu panjang-panjang sangat. So, dia punya suggestion tadi less than 20 right. So, ni tengok pendek je tajuk. So, enhance, macam dia punya suggestion tadi, what to investigate, what was measured. So, ni adalah contoh-contoh tajuk yang kita punya lah. So, contoh yang paper ni, tak ada, dia tak nak pun keywords. So, bergantung pada paper yang, ataupun jurnal yang you submit lah. Okay. Ni untuk title. Okay, improve. So, ni kita dah mention kita nak buat apa untuk title ni. Improve hydrogen storage properties. Okay. Okay, after title, abstract. Abstract is another thing that first impression of your paper. So, must have aims, result, conclusion. So, importance of your topic. What is significance of your study? Relevance of your study. Clarity of your writing. So, abstract ni sangat penting juga sebab dia macam summary ataupun first impression about your paper. Sebab sometimes orang akan baca abstract. Abstract ni dah lepas ke belum untuk pergi next step atau next stage. Okay, for example here. Okay, introduction. Okay, ni dah cerita tadi. Abstract tadilah. Go abstract, back abstract macam mana. Okay. Okay, a well-written abstract can help speed up the peer review process. Okay, during peer review, referee or reviewer are usually only send the abstract when invited to review the paper. So, dia akan bagi awak punya abstract dulu untuk, maksudnya dia berminat tak nak review awak punya paper ni. So, first impression about your abstract is very important lah. So, dalam abstract contohnya, ni abstract. So, hydrogen ni cerita pasal apa, and then you guna method apa, result, conclusion. So, perlu ada dalam you punya abstract. Okay. Ni adalah what do you just want to know in your abstract. So why did the study need to be done? So must introduce topic and problem first. And then what did you do? Your aims and methodology. What did you find? Key result and conclusion and implication. So ingat 4 perkara ni je. Why did the study? What did you find? How study will have understood? So ni adalah what do you readers want to know in your abstract. Okay, so dah siap tulis semua. Nak pergi mana pula lepas dah siap tulis. Okay, dah siap dah tulis. So semua conclusion, acknowledgement, reference ni pun penting. Reference depends on journal. That's why saya kata it's important to learn about reference manager. For example, yang ni kita hantar dekat IGHE. So dia punya reference style dia lain. Dia nak macam ni. Maybe dia nak nama penuh ni tengah tu nak M. So different journal have different style of reference. Okay, kita tengok contoh journal lain. Okay, kalau macam ni IGHE under a severe right. So ni saya tunjuk contoh kita my team or my group have published in terms of different journal. For example, kalau the Journal of Physical Chemistry ni under ACS, American Chemical Society punya ni. So kita nampak dia punya style reference pun berbeza, right? Maybe dia nak dia punya front ataupun dia punya journal style ni nak pendek. Kalau yang ni dia nak nama penuh. So bergantung pada journal. Setiap journal tu berbeza dia punya ni. Kita tengok yang lain pula. Kalau macam ni nampak tulis. Ini dia letak A. Zaluska. Kalau macam ni dia letak nama penuh lu Smart AM contoh. So that's why it is important for you to learn about reference manager. Sebab style-style setiap jurnal ni berbeza. Okay. So acknowledgement conclusion tu basic lah. So you boleh tengok macam mana tulis tu. Okay, dah siap tulis. Nak pergi hantar mana ni? Okay, pergi hantar mana? Where should you submit? Lepas you dah siap tulis, then you dah baca banyak kali, and then you dah bagi supervisor you baca, check semua dah puas hati, nak submit mana? Okay, untuk submit you boleh ask your supervisor first, because she or he will know better than you. So dia dah banyak experience kan, so boleh tanya pendapat dia kat mana nak submit paper ni. So biasanya kita akan macam refer, for me macam kita biasa tengok dekat reference punya part lah. Selalunya bidang kita ni dia submit kat mana. Okay, daripada reference punya part ni kita boleh tahu. Okay, contoh dia dah selalu hantar IJSE, ada dekat lain lagi, macam ni banyak IJSE, general compound. So daripada sini kita boleh je ambil dia punya reference ataupun journal ni untuk kita try submit kat situ. And then you also can use another journal finder ataupun tools to find journal. For example, you can use for example, Springer Journal Suggester. So contoh you tak tahu, sesuai tak journal ni nak hantar kat mana. So you just masukkan you punya masuk title apa, and then you punya subject area, and then dia akan suggest you punya journal mana dia akan suggest. Ni untuk Springer Journal Suggester. You boleh pergi kat situ, antara tools to find a suitable journal. And then you also pergi juga dekat Journal Finder. Ni under Elsevier. Sama juga, you boleh letak you punya paper title here, and then letak you punya abstract. So you boleh letak you punya keyword, and then dia akan suggest field ataupun research field ataupun jurnal apa yang sesuai dengan bidang you. Tapi untuk yang paling mudah, you boleh refer dekat jurnal tu sendiri, dekat last punya part tu, macam tadi. So you boleh try dulu yang mana-mana yang relate dengan you punya field kat sini. So kita boleh, so banyak bidang ni hantar dekat jurnal ni. So kita boleh cuba. Okay. Sebab kalau tak kena bidang, dia boleh reject juga. Sebab mungkin tak sama ataupun macam jauh sangat bidang kita dengan jurnal tu, so dia tak akan terima. Okay. Okay, ni adalah perjalanan ataupun journey of your paper. Lepas you dah submit, bukannya terus accept kan. So, nampak tak? Ni adalah meme ataupun nak boleh ke accept paper tu, a lot of challenge ataupun banyak stage yang you kena lalui dahulu. Okay, first, you submit your manuscript. First is initial screening by the editorial office. So, first you submit, sistem, you pergilah dekat tu, dia akan ada guide of author dalam sistem tu. Okay, kita tengok kat sini, macam nak submit. Okay, dia akan first screen. Ni dah siap, combine result. Mesti ada cerita tadi, abstract. Tak nak cerita panjang sebab dah masuk tadi. Okay, kita nak tengok macam mana nak hantar kan tadi. Ni conclusion punya part tadi. Conclusion satu je, do not rewrite the abstract. Yang ni kena tekankan sikit untuk conclusion punya part. Okay, statement investigated or study are not conclusion. So conclusion, jangan tulis balik abstract. Abstract and conclusion is two different things. So do not introduce new arguments, evidence, new ideas. Sebab in conclusion, you just conclude what you have done. You just conclude about the result, the finding. Do not apologize for doing a poor job. Do not include evidence, quotation, statistics that should be in the body of the paper. So this is the rule, do and don'ts. The do, 4 basic steps, summarize, spell out your contributions, state the limitation of your studies, suggest potential area of further research. So you boleh suggest potential area of further research. Contoh you kata you buat sampai sini, there's a limitation. So it's suggested that many study to it's suggested for future study to do a research about this field. So you can suggest the potential area of further research. Ini untuk conclusion. Inilah contoh in summary apa-apa benda. Okay. Ini adalah beberapa contoh sebab dia hantar, nampak dia akan bagi komen. The conclusion is a simple copy of the abstract. It must be rewritten. So dia komen kat situ, kalau awak copy dia boleh tahu. So dia ni ada beberapa contoh yang bila reviewer komen. Okay, acknowledgement yang tadilah, acknowledgement all your authors of the manuscript who are not included as authors, take all the funding. If you punya paper tu under grant ke, ataupun you are funding sources from my brain ke, letak dekat acknowledgement punya part. Okay. Okay, reference tadilah, software package tadi, EndNote, Mendeley semua. It can make your citing literature particularly easy. That's why it's very important. Saya tekankan tadi. Okay. First impression. Tak nak appreciate banyak sangat ni. First writing. Plagiarism ni yang tadi. Untuk check kita punya plagiarism. That's why saya kata penting guna software Turnitin, Authenticate. Kalau you tak hantar Turnitin pun, once you submit, the journal sendiri akan buat plagiarism detection. So dia guna Authenticate. So dia akan hantar kita kata tinggi. Similarity index tinggi. So reject. So that's why buat dahulu, you sendiri yang hantar dulu dekat Turnitin, so you boleh tahu you punya paper ni dah similarity index dia dah rendah kan. Okay, ni untuk auto sheet. Okay, saya nak masuk sini terus. Article submission. Okay, to a journal. First initial screening by the editorial office. So yang akan hantarlah dekat sini adalah author reviewer macam mana, you boleh baca, submit kat sini. Okay, the format depends on a journal. So saya tekankan lagi sekali, the format tu bergantung pada journal. So you need to read the guide of the author. Format tu in term of dia punya reference, mungkin dia dah ada template, you kena just fill in the template. Okay, maybe dia nak gambar separately, atau ada dia nak gambar yang embed terus dalam manuscript tu. So different format depends on a journal. So only corresponding author can submit the manuscript. So biasanya usually for student, corresponding author is your supervisor. So during my study, my corresponding author is my supervisor and dia akan submission to a journal and then kita boleh belajar juga. So basically for submission you need first cover letter, second figures. Inilah yang basic untuk submit. Okay, cover letter. Cover letter ni macam kita nak apply kerja juga sama lah. Dalam tu yang kita, it's your chance to tell the editor about your manuscript, why it's important, how it fits into the scope of their journal. Okay, so overall the letter should grab the editor's attention lah. Okay, for example, banyaklah step dia ni, cover letter dalam tu letak potential reviewer. Okay, ni sample. Okay, macam-macam ni lah apa yang kita nak cerita. Sample. Okay, ni adalah contoh yang my supervisor dulu buat. Okay, dalam ni dia kata dia editor, entitled apa-apa benda ni, submitted, the article is original not published, kita sikit pasal apa. So ni adalah simple cover letter. Okay, yang beberapa contoh lah untuk cover letter. So dia bercerita dalam cover letter ni, kita cerita sikit pasal manuscript kita ni buat apa. So the first impression your manuscript lah. Okay, banyaklah contoh, you boleh search juga kat luar about cover letter for submission of a manuscript. Banyak contoh-contoh yang related. Okay, ni maksud kita submit ni by online system. Example from Electrochemical Arta. Tadi ada soalan yang pasal submission kan? Apa soalan dia tadi? When published, we need to pay for the publication fee. Is there any specific website to find journals that free to publish or any special support to pay the payment? Okay, memang ada yang kalau macam, okay. Ya, Hazwani?
Tak apa, teruskan.
Tak, saya baca soalan ni daripada course Shinching ni. Kata paper we need to pay. Sebab saya mostly yang saya hantar adalah free journal. Biasanya yang open access yang berbayar. So apa beza open access yang free? So ada je yang free journal tapi dia ada review proses dia lah. So you kena pandai cari journal yang free untuk publish. Tapi yang high impact ni banyak je free. So any special support to pay the payment. Ni you kena ask your supervisor juga yang special support to pay the payment. tu. Daripada fakulti mungkin ada peruntukan untuk fee payment. Boleh je minta. Kalau you nak nak dekat open access, selalu open access dia berbayar lah, dia ada fee dia. So apa beza open access dengan yang biasa? Kita tengok dulu sekejap kat sini. Okay, kalau bawah Sprinkle ni dia pun ada yang open access and also yang free punya. So, okay, sekejap sorry. Okay, sorry. Okay, saya publish quickly and have impact in the field. So your publication goal is to publish quickly and have impact in the field. So you must choose the most appropriate journal. Communicate studies relevant. Okay, macam mana nak choose the appropriate journal? With the highest impact factor ataupun tak boleh. Is the journal that will best reach your target audience to maximize your impact in the field. So memanglah yang highest impact factor selalunya dia akan reach your target audience to maximize your impact. So memanglah not necessarily, tapi selalunya kalau high impact ni orang akan ramai site lah. Okay, nak cari where are the findings reliable. Okay, worldwide, choose an international journal to reach a worldwide audience. That's why kalau you submit dekat high impact dia international journal. So you boleh publish and then share your knowledge tu worldwide lah. So bila you naik, orang ramai akan tahu lah you punya paper bila they search worldwide international journal. Kalau locally, choose a regional journal to reach a local audience. So ada dua. Okay, for whom are the findings relevant? Untuk you punya field only ke ataupun other field. So you boleh choose and specialized journal. Maybe journal tu memang very specific untuk that part je. So dia macam specific specialized journal lah ataupun focus journal to reach readers across discipline. So dalam tu dia banyak disiplin lain, mungkin bukan pasal material saja, pasal apa-apa lain lah, catalyst ke apa ke yang relate, and then dia lagi broad focus. So you boleh cari yang relevant. Okay, kita cakap tadi, how much accessibility do you need? Subscription, only academics with access to the journal can read your article or open access. Okay, kalau subscription ni macam journal yang kalau you use contoh Elsevier ke apa yang kalau you need to subscribe je baru you boleh access. Sebab kalau you contoh you duduk kat luar kan and then you nak access dekat journal tu tak boleh, kena bayar sebab only academic with access to the journal can read your article. Kalau open access, you duduk kat luar pun dia boleh freely available to everyone worldwide. So ni adalah beza kalau nak accessibility. So access ni you punya accessibility you punya paper tu lagi luas lah. Kalau subscription, you kena subscribe dulu, channel tu baru you boleh baca. Okay, ini adalah benefits untuk open access. Okay, increase number of download of your article, allows you to incorporate your work published quickly. Okay, but remember, not all open access journal are good. So how to identify a trustworthy journal? Macam nak cari journal-journal yang kita boleh percaya sebab journal ni banyak, ada yang macam apa panggil apa? Journal yang tak boleh dipercayai lah. So search yang reputable publisher lah, just like Springer, Nature, Elsevier, and banyaklah lagi publisher. Kalau Elsevier, Springer tu adalah publisher. Kalau dalam Elsevier tu banyak jurnal-jurnal tu adalah jurnal bawah Elsevier. Contoh Journal of Hydrogen Energy, Journal of Compound tu bawah Elsevier. Kalau Springer apa jurnal bawah dia, you can search. And then cari dia punya international and familiar. So index by common database. Authors, do you recognize this author? Fees, only paid after acceptance. Ni kalau yang open access, dia akan ada fee lah. Dia hanya akan dibayar selepas diterima. Okay. Tu untuk macam mana you nak pilih appropriate journal. Okay, cara nak cari journal tadi saya dah tunjukkan, boleh guna journal finder ataupun yang relate dengan you punya field tu. But the most important, ask your supervisor first. Okay. So kat mana lah kita? Okay, yang submission tadi kan. Okay, kat sini. Baru kat sini, initial screening by editorial office. So, you submit, Inilah you submit by online system. So adalah kat situ dia punya ni. Masuk je dekat online system tu. Yang ni tak nak cerita panjang. And then kat sini dia akan pilih kategori atau section yang relate dengan you punya field. So kalau contoh you punya field tu pasal macam saya pasal storage, high drive. So pilih lah. Ni dia ada banyak. So kat mana you punya bidang, make sure you pilih bidang yang relate dengan you punya. Yang betul-betul lah, jangan jauh sangat. Sebab nanti dia tengok, lain ni lain. So dia bakal tolak. Okay. Ni adalah apa yang you perlu submit lah. Cover letter, suggested reviewer, manuscript. Ni adalah apa benda yang perlu untuk sebelum you submit manuscript tu. Okay. Ni panjang sangat. Okay, itu untuk yang submission. So submission by system je. So you boleh tengok balik nanti. Okay, lepas you submit. Okay, first adalah initial screening by editor office. Okay, for example here. So dia akan screening lah. Okay, dia akan hantar email dekat corresponding author. Okay. So dia akan bagilah kalau dikata do not embed your table in your manuscript, please place them at the end of your manuscript file. So it depends on the journal yang you submit. Okay. Ni baru editor. And then initial screening by the editor. Okay. Lepas tu editor pun screening. Tak pergi lagi dekat reviewer dia baru sampai editor ni. Okay. Dia kata, if you have a simple invite you to submit the consideration I have received. So tengok adakah sesuai. Such topic need to be brought in the broader mass scope to be considered by energy. Nampak dia kata, this paper is too to the material subject and does not fit the more generalized submission requirement of energy. So macam tak fit. So dia bagi suggestion untuk hantar kat lain kadang-kadang. Okay. Thank you for your submitting. I regret to inform you that your manuscript does not fit within the scope. That is very important. Scope tu, we must therefore reject it. I'm sorry, so dia akan nilai and then dia akan find after you can use our journal. So dia bagi suggestion guna journal finder. Okay, apa yang relate dengan kita punya field tu dia akan suggest lah kat situ. Okay, tapi tak salah mencubakan, boleh je hantar. Okay, ni hantar kat lain pula. It does not meet the novelty. So banyaklah reason dia nak reject tu. Okay, lepas kat situ, okay, contoh dah tak ada masalah, that's not problem. Okay, next, pergi dekat peer review. Peer review ni, dia akan submit dekat reviewer yang kita suggest ataupun dia akan cari review lain. Dan dia akan hantarlah adakah dia nak terima ataupun dia nak reject. So, peer review ni akan buat kerja dia dulu, dia akan submit and then decision making. So, adakah reviewer, contoh bukan seorang je, kadang-kadang sampai 2, 3, 4. Saya pernah dapat sampai 4 reviewer. 3 reviewer. Setiap review tu banyak soalan. Saya tunjuk contoh. Macam mana soalan-soalan yang reviewer tu akan tanya ataupun macam mana kita nak menjawab. Okay. So lepas dia pergi kat reviewer, kita buat decision making. Okay, dia kata dia dah hantar dekat reviewer. So reviewer pun dah buat decision. So dia suruh revise and resubmit. Kalau dia suruh revise and then kita dah revise semua dia reject. So tak ada, kena pergi back the basic one lah. Submit balik. Baiki submit balik. Kalau dia accept, baru boleh pergi next stage. So kat sini adalah part yang very important lah. Revise and resubmit. Okay, for example, contoh revision ataupun soalan-soalan yang dia bagi untuk revision. Okay, revise and resubmit. Saya tunjuk contoh saya pernah dapat untuk, okay, saya tunjuk yang first paper saya masa saya master. Okay, respond to reviewer. This is my first paper during my master. Okay, ni ada dalam lebih kurang 3 reviewer yang saya dapat untuk dia suruh saya baiki balik. Okay, ni kita punya ni kan. Okay, detail response. So, macam mana kita nak menjawab? So, nampak reviewer satu, dia kata ni memang nak improve the quality of their paper. So, dia akan bagi soalan-soalan. Kena jawab lah. So, this first reviewer. Ni baru first reviewer. Macam soalan kan. So, macam kita dah jawab exam sebenarnya. Okay. Second reviewer. Ni baru first reviewer. Ni second reviewer. Second review pun soalan banyak, you kena address dia properly. Third reviewer. Okay. So, okay, banyaklah. So kena address it, kena revise and resubmit. So kalau dia bagi chance, you buat revise tu elok-elok, jawab politely. Kalau tak tahu ataupun macam tak boleh buat, kena jawab juga. Macam tak semua yang dia suggest tu kita perlu buat. Ada certain tu kita boleh je cakap sorry. Okay, kalau macam ni macam mana kita nak jawab? Contoh dia bagi the title needs correction. So check, change. So jawab secara politely dulu. Now we have changed and then buat apa yang dia suggest tu. Okay. Yang character and then apa yang kita buat kita kena highlight and then kita kena cakap dekat mana kita ubah. Okay. For example here. Okay. Tak nak. Okay. Ni yang tadi saya cakap cover letter semua. Introduce, study design, what is suitable conclusion ni. In your cover letter. Ni tak nak panjang. Okay, peer review process. This one lah yang paling mencabar. Macam mana nak terima ataupun you punya manuskrip itu akan diterima atau ditolak. So, dalam proses ni, the expert will give advice on how to improve your study and your manuscript. It will ensure only relevant studies are published. So, peer review helps to advance the field. So, kadang-kadang bukan saja dia bagi suggestion tu untuk improve the quality of our work. So, kita boleh tengok kita boleh ni. Okay. Okay, ni adalah secara sama je tadi. Ni basic requirement. Yes, assign reviewer, evaluate requirement, comment. Ni kalau ikut di ni. Okay. Can you discuss of all revision? Most common mistake ni adalah mistake-mistake yang selalu orang buat. Kita jawab reviewer comment. Only state that revisions has been done, not what the revisions were. So that's why kita kena cakap revision tu dekat mana. We have corrected the equation number. So, cakap memang dah cakap. And then we must, the corrected equation is highlighted dekat mana? Page 9, paragraph 2. So, reader akan tahu kat mana kita baiki. Okay. So, journal editors are very busy. So, make revisions easy to review. Okay. Briefly state what was revised. Always refer to page and line numbers. In manuscript, highlight revised text. So, nampak tak dia punya suggestion? So, saya pun kena cakap macam tu. So, bila kita jawab, kena cakap lah the equation is highlighted with yellow colour in the revised manuscript. Page berapa, paragraph berapa. So, bila dia tengok, okay dah. Direct boleh pergi tengok. Tak adalah dia nak cari, we have corrected equation number. Dekat mana? So, dia pun tak tahu kat mana. So, inform awal-awal kat dia kat situ. Okay. What are journal editors looking for? Okay, do you agree or disagree? Okay, why do you agree? Support disagreement with evidence. So kalau disagree, macam mana? Okay, what revision were done? State new experiment, how revise the text and figure. Where can revision be found? Page and line number, updated figures number. So this is what our journal editor looking for. So kalau contoh you tak agree, macam mana you nak jawab yang you tak agree? Okay, for example here. Kalau you tak agree, ni adalah paper yang saya PhD. Ni sampai 4 reviewer yang saya terima. So reviewer 1, ni 3, ni 2, banyaklah ni. Kena jawab sampai review 4. Banyaklah soalan dia. So macam jawab exam dah sebenarnya. So kalau you tak setuju, macam mana you nak jawab? Kalau setuju, ni support dengan reference. So, letak apa yang ni. Boleh. Saya nak tunjuk yang kalau kita tak setuju. Okay. Okay, for example here. The manuscript contains ni, however, also, so they recommend, I will recommend the authors to further carry out and report the kinetic result at least 4 to 5 cycle. So dia bagi recommendation to further carry out ataupun buat research lagi. Kita tak setuju ataupun kita tak boleh buat time tu. So kita cakaplah thanks for the very careful checking and suggestion. Actually we plan to study with others in the future work. Please accept our sincere apologies. So nanti kita cakap kita tak boleh buat time ni. So kita politely minta maaf kat dia. So macam manusia kan. Kalau kita kan sejuk sikit hati. Macam tu lah kita nak jawab respon to reviewer ni. Okay. Ni pun sama. Dia suruh proof macam ni. Okay, we are sorry because we provide an analysis to prove the synergetic role due to the limited sources in our institution. So kita cakap lah sebab tak ada alat ke apa, kita boleh minta maaf. However, the suggestion will be considered for future study. Please accept our apology. So sebab kita disagree. So kalau you disagree macam mana? Kalau you agree, support you punya agreement with evidence. So ni adalah what are the editors looking for bila you revise your manuscript. So if at first you don't succeed, relax, revise and resubmit. Okay, ni kalau you tak succeed. Kalau you succeed, okay, you dah jawab dah semua, dah revise. Kadang-kadang you dah revise, you resubmit. Tapi dia tak puas hati lagi, dia akan suruh revise lagi sekali, R2 revision 2. And then mungkin tak puas hati lagi, revision 3. Tak puas hati lagi, pasal dia reject. Dia rasa macam frust kan. So at first, if you don't succeed, you boleh try hantar kat dia. Sebab you dah revise banyak-banyak, you dah improve the quality of your work. Kalau dia dah accept, okay, dah accept for publication. What to do next? Okay, lepas dah accept tu, dia akan okay, dah accept. Okay, kita dah jawab dah semua ni, kita submit lah kat dia apa yang kita jawab ni. Contoh-contoh jawapan ni. Okay, dia dah accept, apa yang perlu kita buat next? Okay, ni adalah contoh-contoh yang okay. Accepted for publication. Lepas kita dah accept, dia akan perlu buat corrected proof. Maksudnya dia dah terima dah, dia suruh buat corrected proof. Corrected proof ni maksudnya dia kena proofkan yang, maksudnya kita kena, dia dah contoh kat sini dia, okay, ni dia akan hantar manuskrip kat kita dalam bentuk yang macam ada watermark ni, uncorrected proof. So kita kena proofkan, kena last check lah ni. Kita kena tengok, yang ni queries ni dia bagi dia suruh check betul tak authors punya ni, tajuk. And then kita double check whole manuskrip ni ada tak salah in term of figure caption ke, in term of ayat ke. So ni last chance kita lah sebelum dia publish online. So kita kena double check if you have 2 or 3 co-authors, make sure semua ataupun minta semua baca, sebab kadang-kadang kita seorang baca tak nampak kan kat mana salah. So kalau banyak mata ni mungkin yang ni nampak salah kat sini, yang ni nampak salah kat sini, tiga ni salah caption. So ni last check sebelum watermark ni hilang. So you boleh buat uncorrected proof by directly guna dekat sistem kat sini, ataupun macam saya, macam my supervisor always ask me to do like this. Okay, like this. Okay, lepas dah siap dia akan bagi bentuk macam ni. So kita akan go by line, nampak dia ada nombor ni, line ni. So pergi satu, betul tak, kalau ada salah, you kat sini lah you has been proofread and we found that there are 7 mistake are listed below. So contoh dekat extract line berapa, you nak tukar. Tukar ayat ke apa, letaklah page 2 line 34, page 3, and then what need to be changed here, you boleh cakap kat sini. And then contoh you cakap figure tu perlu diubah. You kata figure tu salah, so please change with new figure. So insert new figure here. So ni adalah last chance untuk you sebelum dia publish online. So kat sini dia tak publish online lagi, so nampak tak, dia tak ada volume number lagi, dia accept je. Dia dah accept tapi dia tak publish lagi. So lepas dah puas hati semua ni, barulah dia akan accept, dah settle. Kalau guna sistem, dia adalah dia punya page dia untuk di-proofkan. So ni kalau guna sistem. Ni story of a PhD student lah, first year, second year, third year, sampai 6th year. Ni some meme lah. Tak adalah, tak ada apa. Cumanya nak cakap lepas you dah siap uncorrected proof, barulah you punya manuskrip ni akan jadi macam ni. In last lah, publish online. So barulah ada volume number. So kat sini kita boleh nampak kita punya article history. Contoh, kita dia receive kita punya article ni 19 February. And then receive in revised form April. So dapat 2 bulan untuk saya buat ni. Bulan 2, 3, 4 and then accepted and then online sebulan lepas tu. So ni full journey dia, article history dia. So barulah kepadaan character proof tak ada dah lah yang watermark tu. Ni last. Maksudnya ni lah paper kita last macam ni lah. Ni kalau untuk dekat SCT punya publisher lah. So lain jurnal lain dia punya ni. Ni contoh, salah satu contoh lah, banyak je lagi yang boleh search. Ni kalau macam ni lain pula dia punya. Ni Journal of Energy. Still under Elsevier, publisher kan, tapi jurnal lain. So sama juga. Okay, tu journey of your manuscript. After that, online. Online yang tadilah. So, panjang tak perjalanan awak punya untuk submission tu? Banyak step. So, yang paling penting adalah dekat sini, revise and resubmit. Tapi sebenarnya daripada awal lah, kalau awal ada reject, so kat sini punya step ni kena ikut betul-betul lah. So, yang paling penting kena rating dulu sebelum submit yang mana. And then dah follow all the author guidance semua tu, and then dah review ni kat sini paling task lah. Paling tough kat sini sebab you need to revise and resubmit, and then maybe you need to do ataupun repeat your document. So kat sini lah semuanya. And then kat sini character proof ni, and then baru online. Panjang perjalanan. Mereka paper tu accepted. So that's why you kena sabar. If at first you don't succeed, relax, revise and resubmit. Okay, relax, revise and resubmit. Okay, dia punya ayat. Untuk Springer lah, ni Springer lah punya ni. So sama juga untuk kita punya paper. Okay. Okay, so far, okay. Okay, Hazwani.
Doctor, maybe check question.
Oh, there.
We have one from Mr. on Springer nature.
Oh, ni saya dapat sharing daripada saya pergi talk, dia share untuk sharing je lah. Dia share slide tu untuk semua. So saya boleh je share slide ni untuk kalau siapa nak nanti. Okay. Boleh je saya share slide tu nanti.
Your email so they can.
Yes.
Alright. So, any more questions from the floor?
Tukar. Okay. Any question?
Ada lagi.
Dekat at the end of our session, kita punya proses, where should you submit? Pasal saya perlu email kalau nak slide. Okay, I will email to the to the host or to the Hazwani lah yang sebagai host kan. Sebagai moderator nanti dia akan blast untuk siapa yang nak. Okay?
Alright, boleh.
Okay. Okay, next. Motivation lah. Okay, dah habis lah. Dah habis kita punya flow ataupun proses from first to last. Where should you submit? And for the last part, okay. Ni last part. Some motivation lah for new student yang baru nak start writing ataupun start dia journey untuk master and also PhD. Some advice from me. Okay, macam okay, some sharing or some advice. Okay. Some quotes. Okay, you will never know your limits unless you push yourself to them. So that's why you need to push yourself. Give some force. Okay, sometimes maybe you will in a comfort zone, there is no force. When your supervisor asks you to do something, so you just push yourself to do that, because you will never know your limits unless you push yourself to that. So you never know until you try. So that's why don't afraid to write. Just write it. Don't make it right, make it written. As long as you write, there's something yang akan hasil lah akhirnya. So selagi you takut tak naklah tulis salah sampai bila kan? tulis je dulu. Yang salah tu kemudian you check balik. So tulis dulu and then revise balik. At least tulis dulu first tu. And then for the motivation, only you can motivate yourself to change. Don't depends on others. Motivation is the ending of change. Okay, maksudnya kat sini, okay, pergi laptop banyak-banyak is very good. But at the end of the day, the motivation is inside yourself. That's why you must have a self-motivation. Okay, self-motivation is very important lah untuk apa-apa lah, untuk kerja ke sekarang. And then you punya untuk motivation, you menulis hari-hari, you kena self-motivate yourself. Hari ni nak buat apa? Push yourself. Motivate yourself. Okay, orang lain boleh je force you, but kalau you sendiri yang tak nak bergerak, tak jadi juga kan? So that's why the best motivation is you, yourself. Okay? Okay, so this is some motivation. Okay, this is my quote. I love this, my favorite quotes lah. Kalau saya akan macam sedang ke apa, saya akan buat tanpa tapi, lakukan tanpa nanti, mohon pada ilahi, insya-Allah segala urusan dipermudahi. Okay, so apa-apa pun berbalik pada kita punya pencipta. Kita dah usaha semua benda tapi last sekali mohon pada ilahi, insya-Allah segala urusan dipermudahi. Ini yang agama Islam tu, setiap agama pun ada kan dia punya ni. So keep praying, pray. Because it always seems impossible until it's done kan. So just do it until just cakap I'm possible, not impossible. So it always seems impossible until it's done. Just keep the good spirit, your momentum, what you have started, just finish it. Okay, that's all for my sharing today. Thank you. And I would like to macam saya punya ni pada my teammate because without our teammate pun kita kadang-kadang alone pun ni, so that's why dekat lab tu you juga kena ni lah, mingle around, kawan dengan semua labmate, sebab diorang boleh support you untuk keep motivate yourself. Okay, and then be kind to your supervisor, always ask their advice. Okay, jangan lari pula, kalau tak faham ke apa, pergi jumpa supervisor, he has something for you. Kalau pun kadang tak tahu nak tunjuk apa, mungkin dia boleh bagi sedikit motivasi ke apa, so you keep moving. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you. Okay, I pass my name to you, Hazwani.
Alright, thank you Dr. Nurul Syafiqah for your very meaningful day. So I would like to conclude from your presentations. It's very quite good, and you shared with us some useful tools for writing, some tools that are me and maybe for other audience. So, and the steps in writing publications for the main elements to write namely very important, and as well as the manuscript. So Doctor, so maybe we can open some question and answer session from the audience. So you guys can drop the chat box, or maybe you can into with our speaker.
You want your line tadi.
So while waiting, Doctor, I'd like to ask a few questions, probably maybe while waiting for the others' questions. So I'd like to ask, as I speak for myself as a master researcher or maybe a junior researcher in this field, what are us to get our manuscript published? In that case, everyone is aiming for Q1 high impact, as your profile showing that upon your graduation year, you had published 20 high impact preferred channels. So what are your suggestions or strategies for us? Because it's very challenging to get our paper to get published in Q1. So what would you recommend?
Okay, don't afraid, just do it. Okay. Don't afraid to try. Okay, maybe you kata macam susah kan. So just write dulu. Kalau you kata aiming yang high, just aim yang dekat high dulu. Kalau macam tak boleh, you pergilah bawah sikit. Tapi kalau you nak aim kat high tu, kalau you dapat respon tu sebenarnya you boleh. depends on the field juga. So kalau tak boleh pergi yang high tu, pergi dulu yang untuk first step you write je dulu yang proceeding paper ke, untuk momentum you nak start writing.
Meaning that we need to start.
But it's okay if you want to start from high, it's okay to aim for the sky, to aim for the moon. Right.
Alright. So, Doctor, maybe we can still need questions from the audience, please.
Oh, dia faham dah semua.
If you need to ask,
Ada.
yeah. No?
Okay. Nothing, eh? Okay, best of luck for all of you to finish your study.
Okay. Seems like or anyone you can interview to our session, to a session, speak with a speaker.
So, Nadia, do you have any question?
Okay, right, Doctor. We're waiting. We're still waiting for 1-2 questions from the audience. So, what are the differences of publishing in high-scoring scientific journals or low-scoring or no points, and how does it affect researchers?
For now, kalau in term of if you academic field, there's always aiming for high impact journal lah, sebab high impact dia lagi broad lah. Tengok dia untuk citation punya pun high impact lagi tinggi lah, kalau orang kan side lagi worldwide. That's why orang aim for high impact journal. Then you punya paper tu akan di review oleh macam orang yang expert in your field. So once you dah masuk viva, contoh you dah pergi your paper tu dah publish, maksudnya dah 3 orang review dah review you punya paper. So macam you punya result tu dah macam kata dah proof lah, proven lah. So bila masuk viva, you macam lagi okay lah, tak adalah macam you kata okay aku dah publish banyak-banyak masuk viva tak ada apa dah, tak boleh juga macam tu. Tak semestinya you publish banyak-banyak masuk viva tak ada apa, tapi sebenarnya cuma dia akan jadi nilai tambah yang sangat bagus lah untuk you punya viva nanti.
Yeah. So, Doctor, could you share your strategies before you graduate? How much paper do you publish a year or maybe per semester? How do you manage the period before you graduate while you're publishing, while you're writing your thesis? How you manage?
Because kan so saya punya research kan macam more to lab experiment kan. So while waiting from my lab, I just synchronously writing and also doing lab. While waiting for my result, I will write a few parts every day.
Alright. Okay, Doctor, we have one question here.
Result tu you just write je dulu. Saya complete. Okay, nak complete semua baru nak nulis. So buat part by part. That's why you kena ada yang tadi tu. Dr. early you mention about what system for one paper, right? Macam mana nak create a good system and thesis ya. So it depends on your field. Saya tak nak cakap juga sebab maybe different field have different style. Is it possible for us to publish one paper per semester? It's it's possible. If you do it and if there is no problem in the review process, it's possible. Because usually it takes around 2, 3, 4 months. Depends on the journal. Is it possible? Yes, it is possible. If you do it. If you don't do it, it's impossible.
So,
make it right. How to get back the momentum after a long break. That's why I said just now, self-motivation is the most important thing, right? So for me, saya suka find the good quotes atau motivation punya quotes and I tampal lah mana-mana dekat you punya buku, so you can baca hari-hari to motivate you punya diri untuk get back the momentum after a long break. Okay?
Okay.
Cuba lah gitu.
So, Doktor, any tips untuk choose the best reviewers for our paper from Mrs. Nurhana Badar?
Okay, best reviewer. Sebab kita pun tak tahu yang akan review kita punya papers, right? We just can only suggest the reviewer, but we don't know who is the one that review our paper. So any tips? So you kena tengok yang outstanding in your field lah, author yang paper yang sekarang. So you boleh cari kat situ. Ni tengok paper dia banyak yang related dengan punya field, you boleh suggest dia sebagai punya reviewer. Okay.
Okay. So, do we still have any more questions from the audience?
Okay, dah. There's no question.
Yeah, currently no. So seems like we do not receive any more questions from the audience. Shall I call it as an end of our seminar, Doctor?
I think yes,
Can
we
we?
can.
Okay.
You-
So if you wish to in-depth discussion with Dr. Shafika on the publication, so maybe you can communicate personally with her. Doctor, can you share your email address so maybe the audience can get in touch with you later on for more in-depth discussions. So thank you so much for your attendance in this 4th FMS postgraduate seminar. Hope we will be seeing again in the next FMS seminar, which will be announced by our Puan Nadia. So it's a pleasure to have all of you here. Thank you so much. Till then, thank you and stay safe.
Okay, thank you for inviting me also. Bye.
Thank you,
Assalamualaikum.
Doctor, for your time.
Thank you, Ms. Azwani and Dr. Shafika. Thank you for the sharing. We are grateful for the time and effort you took to share your thought and experience. See you in the next seminar, everyone. Thank you.
Okay, thank you all. Bye.
Bye.
Assalamualaikum.
Salam.
Hazwani, tolong change role host tu pada saya.
Okay.
Video.
Not save a video.
Nanti Nadia share kat saya
Beres.
Okay. Okay, mana nak end ni? Tak share.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Azwani.
Thank you, Puan Nadia.